Welcome back, viewers, to another video for beginners with basic tips. Martin, remember in our last video we took pictures using AV mode. Some of those pictures that I took, they were kind of off from the exposure. Could you maybe tell our viewers why that could be?
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
The problem the camera does have is that it doesn't know what kind of motive I do have. As a photographer, I know, for instance, if I want to take a picture of you, that you are wearing white.
Right.
So
right.
I know that there has to be a lot of light coming back from your shirt. Or if you take a picture of me, I'm wearing black. Yeah, you'd know, okay, black is really, really low light coming back.
Right, and I want it to stay black, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The camera, it guesses actually what kind of motive you have, and it always does an 18% exposure every image in the semi-automatic mode.
Okay, so can you maybe tell our viewers how to get around this problem?
Yeah, the camera does have several lighting metering modes. So you have, with this Nikon camera, for instance, a very important spot metering mode and a matrix metering mode.
All right, good.
Those are the most important modes.
Good.
The spot metering mode is that you have 5% of the image taken into consideration for the correct exposure.
Right.
The matrix mode does take into consideration the whole image, and there's a lot of mathematics and algorithms involved into that equation. But actually, the really big difference is that in one mode you only have a very small part of the image for the exposure, and in the other one you have the whole picture.
Right. So what would you say you'd use as a professional?
Well, it depends on the situation. I'll give you an example. If I want to take a portrait of you and the sky is totally bright behind you, really a lot of sky in the image, I take the spot metering because I only want to take the portrait. I have to take into consideration only your face. I know that the background is much brighter, so there I had to use spot metering.
All right.
But for beginners, for the average shot, I'd only use metric mode.
Because then you don't have to think about one thing less, I guess, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's the correct aiming. The problem with the spot mode is that the image either is really perfectly lit or it's totally off. So for you guys, if you use spot mode, you always have to really concentrate on the correct spot to set
Well, you
the
know
metering.
what? Do a picture, take a picture,
Sure.
and show us what we've been talking about.
I'm switching to spot mode and I'm taking a picture of her shirt.
All right. Yeah, turn the hat around.
As you can see, the whole image nearly is black.
Oh.
It's totally underexposed.
Right, so just what we said.
Exactly.
Okay,
If
now-
I switch to the matrix mode,
Now try it again.
yeah, try it again. I'll try and get the same crop.
All right.
The image is definitely not as underexposed. It still is because it's the same logic behind the mirroring.
But it's a lot better.
It's a lot better because I'm taking into consideration the darker parts of the motive of the photo.
And if you take pictures in RAW, can you tell our viewers what advantages you'd have then?
Yeah, if you combine the matrix metering mode together with the raw development afterwards,
Yeah.
you always have a really good possibility, up to 99% I'd say, that the shot is always within the variety of, or the possibilities to correct in the raw
So
development.
you can correct it if it's a bit too dark,
Yeah.
or if it's a bit too light. You can always correct it a bit if you take pictures in RAW.
Exactly.
Good.
So I'd say that's about it. If you want to sum it up, you can just go ahead.
Sure, Martin, I'll sum it up. Using the spot metering is good for extreme situations, but for overall normal situations, the matrix metering is perfect. So my tip is, if you have a normal situation like this, just use the matrix metering, and that's one thing you don't have to think about anymore.